What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down, what's really influencing it. And then aside from all of that though, one thing that could be potentially coming out in the foreseeable future that would really affect investors. Before we get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is down 1.59% pre-market. 302 was the low from yesterday. So a new 52-week low was hit. So that's going to be a key kind of point to really watch for. But as you can kind of see, just a lot of fear in the broader market. And roughly around 6 a.m. we did have this come out. So China retaliated with 84% tariffs on US goods. So the trade war is unfolding in front of our eyes. We're seeing back and forth, and it's not that pleasant for investors whatsoever. Shorts are increasing based off of the fear. So increasing 320,000 shares pre-market. 15.07% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 218.44 million shares overall are being shorted. So with all of this back and forth with the states, I think that's been one negative of NIO and just other ADRs in the past, is just geopolitical issues. But for those of you who remember that last time Trump was president, he kept stating one thing that would really affect NIO. And this individual right here kind of posted about it. So NIO investor, Chinese ADRs need to get out of the US market. So I don't know if they're saying for ADRs to voluntarily leave, but last time Trump was president, he threatened almost every single week, it felt like, that he was going to kick off Chinese stocks off of American exchanges. So that potentially, given China's response recently this morning, you might see Trump starting to state that same thing, that Chinese stocks need to get off of American exchanges. So what does that mean? I don't think that's ever actually happened. So I had to do a lot of research, and it turns out that if, let's say, for a governing body does kick off a stock, a foreign stock, then liquidity just ceases. In some cases, depending on why they're getting kicked off, they could get knocked down to OTC, but technically that's another American exchange. So yeah, I think liquidity would really dry up. And again, for those of you that have been in NIO for a while, even back in last time Trump was president, you would know that every time he did state that, all ADRs would go down roughly like 3-5% just based on that. Because again, if he says, hey, you know what, effective this day, like it's done, liquidity would dry up. You would have to sell. If you actually hold it thinking that something's going to come or whatever else, like you would still own the actual shares, but they'd be worthless. There would be no buyers. So that might be potentially the next thing coming out of Trump's mouth, is just to kick off or potentially threaten to kick off Chinese stocks. So that would be very, very unfortunate. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Aside from all that fun stuff though, the only thing that has really come out worth bringing up was this. So Firefly's battery swap station revealed NIO targets faster, cheaper rollout. And so this is, I believe, kicking in April 19th. So pretty good stuff if you ask me. Is this a reason to go out and buy NIO? No. Is there a reason to sell? Not really either. So it's good, good FYI type of stuff. But aside from all that fun stuff, looking at the options, you are seeing a good consensus for the bulls, for it to be roughly around that 350. Then the bears are assuming it'll be sub 250, which is piggybacking off the Elliott Wave Technicals, as what I did bring up yesterday. So Elliott Wave Technicals is projecting for it to be kind of between that 230 to 260, so not necessarily the best. Right now though, with that 309 is right below this S2, so $3.10 will be a must close above 0.4 today. If not, you're going to see more of a further pullback. And then of course the next strong support is matching with that Elliott Wave Technicals of $2.37. So NIO has been just kicked like countlessly over the last little bit. So over the last 1 month alone, down 31.89%. And even leading into all this kind of uncertainty associated to tariffs, NIO's stock price wasn't doing all that great. The sentiment was already low. This is just causing a lot of unnecessary additional damage to just investors. So it really does suck how this is all playing out, but NIO always gets kicked around, unfortunately. I've been starting to cover it like on and off for like 2 years, and that's been one big thing why just NIO goes down. Geopolitical issues, plain as day. So let me know your kind of viewpoint on that. One thing that might be coming out is ratings, but then again, like I would have anticipated for them to be a little bit sooner, because yeah, March's numbers, when they put that out, you would have assumed that there would be at least 1 or 2 ratings to come out, but maybe because of all the uncertainty, that is causing some analysts to be rather hesitant. But at the same time, maybe it's a good thing that they're not giving ratings, because given all the circumstances that are happening right now, I feel like they would come out with like a $3 or $2 price target, and that would hit NIO's stock price so much more. But aside from that, on the actual chart, there's absolutely nothing really to bring up as a positive. So it is a falling knife type of scenario. So it's, yeah, if you believe in NIO, definitely take advantage, buy the dip, do what you need to do. But institutions, retail investors are going to be kind of taking a step back and waiting for more confirmed, solidified tariff resolutions, or just something good associated to NIO. Because right now you see it very oversold, but that doesn't really matter all that much unless you actually have good news coming out. So let me know your general thoughts on NIO. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What's your viewpoint, for instance, on what I mentioned about Chinese ADRs potentially getting kicked off? Do you think that's going to potentially happen? Like, what's your general thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals, pop over to my Patreon. Link in the description below and also the comments. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.